Daniel Boone was more than just a frontiersman. He was a symbol of America's westward expansion, a man who faced danger and adversity with unwavering courage and determination. He was born in 1734 and was the sixth of 11 children. He learned how to hunt and trap from fellow settlers and Indians. As he grew older, his desire for adventure became evident. In the 18th century, the vast territory that would become Kentucky was a wild and untamed land, full of mystery and promise. Located west of the Appalachian Mountains, it was a forbidding barrier for even the most experienced travelers of the time. Yet, rumors of Kentucky's riches spread like wildfire through the settlements of the East, igniting imaginations. Tales of fertile lands, teeming with game, and rivers overflowing with fish reached eager ears, promising abundance. For those seeking a fresh start, a chance to claim their own piece of the New World, Kentucky seemed perfect. But it was not entirely uninhabited. Native American tribes, including the Shawnee, Cherokee, and Iroquois, had long called this land home. They had established their own settlements, hunting grounds, and trade routes, creating a thriving community. The arrival of European explorers and settlers would disrupt this delicate balance, leading to conflict and displacement of native peoples. Daniel Boone became a central figure in this tumultuous period of American history. His explorations and settlements would pave the way for westward expansion, forever altering the landscape and the lives of those who called it home. Daniel Boone's fascination with Kentucky was ignited by the tales of John Finley, an enigmatic trader and explorer. Finley was not just any trader. He was a man of great experience and knowledge, having traversed the wild terrains of the American frontier for many years. Finley had ventured into the Kentucky wilderness years earlier, captivated by its beauty and the promise of riches. His tales were filled with the allure of uncharted territories and the promise of untold wealth. He captivated Boone with stories of vast meadows teeming with buffalo and elk and rivers overflowing with fish. The sheer abundance of game was a hunter's dream. The fish were so plentiful that one could almost catch them with bare hands. Boone was a man of the frontier, always seeking new challenges and adventures. The idea of exploring and settling in such a bountiful land was irresistible to him. Boone was a skilled hunter and trapper. He had spent his life honing his skills, and the Kentucky wilderness promised to be the ultimate test of his abilities. The thought of hunting in such a rich environment was exhilarating. He was determined to see the land with his own eyes and experience the wonders that Finley had described. This decision marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life. He gathered a group of like-minded men eager to claim their own piece of this untamed land. These men were pioneers, driven by the same spirit of adventure and the desire for a better life. Together, they prepared for the arduous journey ahead, knowing that the rewards would be worth the risks. In 1769, Daniel Boone, along with John Finley and this small group of men, set out for Kentucky. This journey marked the beginning of Boone's legendary 2-year exploration of the American frontier, a venture that would etch his name into the annals of history. With his innate knowledge of the wilderness, Boone proved to be an invaluable guide. His experience and intuition were crucial in navigating the perilous landscape. They followed ancient Native American trails, their path leading them through dense forests and across rushing rivers. These trails, worn by countless footsteps over centuries, guided them deeper into the heart of the wilderness. They had many adventures. The Shawnee once captured Boone and one of his men, but they were later freed on the promise to never return. But of course, they did return. On another occasion, Boone killed an Indian to prevent himself from being captured. In 1773, Boone and his family joined a group of about 50 people who intended to settle this wilderness. Along the way, his oldest son was captured, tortured, and killed by a group of Indians who did not want their land filled with settlers. Over the years, Boone founded several towns, including Boonesboro and Harrodsburg. He and his family settled in the town named after himself in 1775. The Shawnee tribe attacked the town several times, and eventually Boone and some of his men were captured. He convinced the Indians to allow his men to live and to postpone attacking the town. Boone was then adopted by the Shawnee and given the name Big Turtle. When the Indians were leaving to attack Boonesboro, Boone escaped and raced the 160 miles home to warn the town. They successfully outlasted the 10-day siege. As Kentucky became more settled, Boone became a prominent citizen of the rising state. He became a representative and a sheriff. In 1784, Filson published a book about their expedition and adventures, making Boone a celebrity. He gained a reputation as a businessman and a politician. He participated in the Virginia State Assembly. He engaged in land speculation and attempted to make millions of dollars buying and selling land. But this wasn't his expertise, and he had little success. In 1798, Kentucky named Boone County after him. Despite the honor, Boone was troubled by financial and legal woes. He decided for a fresh start, and in 1799, he left the United States for Missouri, which was part of Spanish Louisiana at the time. His reputation prompted the governor to make him a judge and military leader. All seemed well for Boone until the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 meant that he was once again in the U.S. He lost his land claims because they were given by the Spanish government. It took him until 1814 to regain his land, but by then he had to sell most of it to repay his old Kentucky debts. Boone died in 1820 and was buried in Missouri. In 1845, his remains were moved to Kentucky. This caused a rift, and a legend arose that he was never moved, and so both states claimed to have his remains. Boone's legacy has survived over the generations. His explorations laid the groundwork for future expeditions and the eventual settlement of Kentucky. His stories ignited the imaginations of those who heard them, planting the seeds for future exploration and settlement. He remains a legend and an iconic figure in American history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Trotastoria to continue learning from the annals of history.